I'm Randy Schwann. So let me ask you a question. Do you ever wonder, out of all those prospects you have, who's checking you out? Who is engaging in your emails? Who's going to your web page? What web pages are they looking at? Do you ever wonder, are they downloading your ebooks? Are they watching your videos? All that sort of stuff. Well, that was my problem. I would do a lot of marketing. I'd send out 100,000 emails a month. I'd be doing webinars. I'd be building video packages, but I never knew who was engaging, and because I didn't know who was engaging, I didn't know who to reach out and call. So here's what I want to talk to you about. How do you turn all these anonymous suspects, your prospect database, into known prospects? How do you do that? How do you take that people that I don't know who they are, I don't know who's engaging, and now know? That's what I want to show you. Here's the real question. How to know which prospects are stalking you? That's what we want to go after. So look at this. As salespeople, I'm just like you. Man, I bust my rump to set appointments because set appointments is the first step to actually getting a close, getting a sale. And so we make phone calls. People don't answer. We send emails. They don't respond. We make more calls and they don't return them. It's just that's the life of a salesperson, right? It's brutal at times. But here's what's interesting. Sometimes these people are doing their due diligence in the background on us and we just don't know it. Well, wouldn't you want to know it? Wouldn't you know what kind of diligence they're doing? Well, let me tell you, that all stops now when you have a stealth system that's working in the background. So here's the question. Do you want to know who is opening your emails? Do you want to know who is watching your videos? Do you want to know who is downloading your ebooks, going to your website, and attending your webinars? Well, I got to tell you what, I wanted to know that, and it's made a huge difference in the quality of my prospects, and it's made a huge difference in my own personal sales. It's just become a lot easier. So what if every action that, just like your kids, when your kids play sports, everything gets scored. My oldest daughter played basketball. A number of my daughters played basketball. But Kendall would get scored in, free throws, layups, 2-pointers, 3-pointers, all that stuff adds up to her score. She'd also get scored on assists, turnovers, block shots, rebounds. All those scores all add up to great game, not so great game. What would happen if your prospects got scored every time they opened an email, every time they clicked on that email and went to a landing page, if they downloaded an ebook, attended a webinar, went to your website and click, click, click? It sure would be easy to know who the winners are. And then you would know who you need to follow up on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this right here is coming right out of my technology. This guy is a friend of mine, Dennis Cooker. Dennis has a lead score right there of 131. I want you to check this out. Here's what I know about what Dennis is doing. And here's what makes up that 131. If you come down here, he's been on my website. He's viewed 9 pages. He went there 1 time. I could click on that right there and I could tell you exactly what 9 pages he went to and how long he stayed on each page. How cool is that? I've sent him 32 emails. He's opened up 13. I can tell you exactly which emails he opened up. He's submitted 1 form or opted in. And that all adds up to that lead score right down there of 131. Well, when you sit there and you start to look at all these hundreds and hundreds of prospects that you have that you're marketing to, how do you know who's engaging? Well, that's what this is. 211, 211, 210, 205, 204, 201, 200, 200, 197, 196, 195, 195. Those are their lead scores. Click. I can look and see what all they're doing. Now I know to pick up the phone, call this guy because it's hot. They're looking for something, and I know specifically where they're spending their time researching. So here's what I want you to understand. Let me just show you how this thing works. At large, when you talk about marketing, on a bigger picture, I know that we as salespeople, we're responsible to pick up the phone, or work a red hot introduction or somehow to get a prospect set appointment. But here's a strategy that could be working behind the scenes. Big piece number 1, you got to start to find a way to attract people. That's why social media has been so big. You post blogs, all that sort of stuff. You put things on LinkedIn, and you're getting people to, in a sense, you're attracting them to your content. Well, if you attract them to the content and you never capture them, then all you're doing is freely educating them, but you're not getting anything in return. When you have some sort of opt-in where they put in name, email address, that sort of stuff, now you just captured them. Now they're in your database. Now you're going to nurture them with emails and web pages and ebooks and videos and stuff like that. As you do, lead score goes up, lead score goes up, lead score goes up. And then you convert them because now you know, you go see them, set an appointment, close the deal. And then over here, you expand it through cross-sell and other things like that. And that cycle goes like this. All right, so pay attention to this. Here's the next piece. Here's how decisions are literally made. Number one is, you come back to the other place, you know, we attracted, we captured, and then we started to nurture, and we're sending out emails and videos and ebooks and all that sort of stuff. And then what happens is, we meet them at a stage where they're status quo. They're not thinking about any changes. None of the stuff is on their mind. But because of the quality of our content, now we're disrupting their thought pattern. Now they're thinking, well, maybe my mod is too high. Maybe my loss control is not as good as it should be. Maybe we're not really managing our claims the way we ought to. Maybe our reserves are too high. Maybe I don't know. Maybe our classifications are wrong. All that stuff is bad. Disruption, 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 disruption. Same thing with ACA, you know, the Obamacare and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, so disrupt. Well, once you start to disrupt, then they go into what? A discussion phase. Hey, Bob, you think we ought to check in this? Yeah, I think we ought to check into this. So they talk about it a little bit, and then they come over and start to do research. And here's what I'm talking about. When they're researching us, do you know? And see, that's when you want to engage with them and get them and start to educate them on the problem, you know, go wedge on them and all that sort of stuff. Then they're going to deliberate, and they're going to talk about it, and they're going to finally make a decision. So that's how decisions are made. Status quo, here we are. Disrupt, something came into their life, made them think. They talk about it, they research it, they deliberate, and then they buy. It's just the way it goes. So when you've got this automated thing working for you, you know when to jump into the conversation. So the way we've helped build this thing out now is you build a funnel. You know, you put, you know, through your capture process, emails come in here. You know, you can go buy a list, put them in here. There's a lot of ways to get them in there, but when you're at the top of the funnel, you know, you send out email, they click, they attach, and when they click on your first email, it's almost like, boom, you just put a tattoo on them. There it is. There's the tattoo. It's got the name. So everything they do now is being tracked. So email 1, email 2 goes to landing page, go to landing page. That's top of the funnel. It's all designed to create awareness and interest, to get them to thinking and stuff like that. Then it moves down to middle of the funnel. So top of the funnel, middle of the funnel. Now we're going to educate them on the problem. So the top is just to get them engaged and interested. Then we're going to educate them on the problem. That's what the middle of the funnel is. Then the bottom of the funnel is to really now start to sell your capability, and it's intended to get them to raise their hand and say, I want to talk. Now, they don't always do that, right? They don't always go, I want to talk to you. So as you look at their lead score, that behavior score going up, you know they're doing their research, you call them. Then what happens? Well, then you make sales. You win more new business. You're in the action when the action's happening. So you want to know more? I'll give you more. So you can do one of two things. Either you can call my office, and that'll go into our receptionist, 214-446-3209, and talk to Maria or Carol or answering service and say, I just want to schedule a time with Randy. We'll schedule 15 minutes. I'll hear about what you got going on. Or you can email me, randy@thewedge.net. I'll send you back a link to my calendar. You pick a time and we'll talk. And I'll show you how this could work for you if you're a transportation guy, construction guy, employee benefits person. You got a niche you want to go after, or even if you want to go general base, how you can build campaigns, start to attract your people in, keep score of what's going on, find ways to call them back, get engaged at the time to get engaged. All right, I'll look forward to hearing from you.